alive, but I think I lost it. Said that I was fine, said it from my coffin. Remember how I died when you started walking? That's my life, that's my life. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe, OMI, DEFFINITY, DEVVE, DACAT update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. It's been a couple weeks. We've been a while since we had a hello Dashi, and Dashi's back. I know many of you thought that I was living under a subway station, but that is not the case. I was out visiting some friendos. I don't believe you have lived until you have gone dancing with Crypto Rain and his wife Raxel. That was a great time. Or if you've ever gone doing gymnastics with Dr. Stuff. Have you done gymnastics with Dr. Stuff? If not, then you haven't lived. Anyway. We had a lot of great times. Him and his family were fantastic. I just got, yes, sufficient IPs. Okay, there we go. We've got, shout out to Miss Gex. Miss Gex has continuously been a major supporter of this show. Let me give a copy. And shout out to Omar that I think has just copied and retweeted this as well. Best. Thanks for always supporting. Heart, heart, heart. We'll give Miss Gex some hearts, and I'll have her do. I'll just retweet this over here because she's awesome. We love her. And then what do we got today? VeVe sustains user growth. So there's a couple of there's a lot of things we have to go over. So I do want to save a little bit because in about 14 and a half hours I'll be live again. Maybe about 15 hours I'll be live again for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle drop. That's Michelangelo. We got Mikey over there, and he's going to, unless, yeah, I don't think anyone's, yeah. I do have to, I have a very busy December. I have a very, very busy December, but a lot of all good things, as Olaf were to say. There's GalaxyCon next week, and I think that girl, Michelle Ivy, I have to reach out to her. Oh God, where is she? Michelle Ivy. Message right meow and say meow. TMNT drop tomorrow. Let me know where to send you the funds so you can go for it. Because I promised her when we were doing the podcast that I would give her the funds so she can do one drop by herself. And then if she wanted, get her addicted to the drops. And then if she wants to, she could put in more, but I'll get her at least one drop by herself. And then she should be coming to GalaxyCon. I don't know if that's in Columbus, Ohio. Well, let me take a look at that. Which if you're in Ohio, hold on. GalaxyCon 2025. Oh, it is in Columbus, Ohio. Okay, very good. So I might be at that. If she's coming, I would love to go in, even just for a day, to just go in and meet her and say, hey, thanks for being awesome. And hopefully we get to have her as an affiliate. I think that'd be great. I think she would do really well. Very likable person. We love her. So that's this weekend. I am going to have Rising Star over on the podcast at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. So I'll have the show tonight, the drop show tomorrow morning, and then I'll have a normal show tomorrow night. Rising Star will be at 2 p.m. on Sunday. I'll have a DACAT space at 4 p.m. We had a nice amount of people there at the last DACAT space. On X, we're going to try to do that every Sunday. Then obviously the Sunday night show. I'm going to have Kenji on the last seat on Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, normal show at night. Then on Tuesday, we have Dr. Oscar Rodriguez, who really likes VeVe. He likes DEVVE. He's going to be on the podcast, I think, at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then we have the Omi Homie show at night. And GalaxyCon that week, I'll have a girl named Jennifer Allegra. She'll be on the podcast on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, who is that? You guys might know. There's a lot of lore between me and her, and she'll be on the podcast that date. GalaxyCon this weekend. Most of the rest of the next week is free. I might be back in Vegas for a little bit that next week, and then I might take a couple days off. The end of that way. I don't know. I'll keep you all posted. And then I'll be I might be in Pittsburgh or West Virginia over on the middle of the week. So my birthday is on the 15th. I might do something with that. And then I have a couple of things to do mid-December. Then I'll be, I think, in Florida mid to late December, South Carolina second to last week, Arizona the last week of December. So that, again, very, very busy. But I will try to let it not affect the show. As they say in showbiz, the show must go on. Anyway, thank you, Miss Gex, for always being amazing. Let's do some crypto first because we have to do that. DEVVE, we'll take a look at that real quick. I have been getting slowly little bits of amounts, like little tiny, teeny bits, because I believe their major announcement is going to come. When do I believe they're going to come? Hold on. And also, I'm owed a couple $100 in Solana here, and I don't think I was sent it yet. Which I'll probably convert and maybe buy a little more of DEVVE. I do not have it yet. Oh, I have a little Ethereum though. That's not bad. Little ETH. It's worth nothing. Yeah, waiting on that Solana, and then I will try to get a little bit more DEVVE. Why? Because I believe that in the next, what's today, the 28th, 1, 2, I believe that within the next 3 weeks, count them 3, DEVVE has their announcement on who their partner might be, their exchange partner. We are thinking U.S. exchange partner, but it might not be. It could be Asian, it could be London. But I think evidence points to a U.S. exchange partner. And the week of the 15th, my birthday, I think that would be a good time for them to do that. Now, they could not do that, and they could just be like, yeah, heck, you guys, we're on Monday, December 1st. Like, they could announce it. Or they could announce it on December 31st, or any time in between, or it delays till January. We have no idea. But I know that I'm pretty sure that this happens pretty quickly. So I'm fairly confident in my ability to go in and, some of it might be for a quick flip. Let's do one. Meow. Okay. No, that's a lot. I did not mean to add that extra 0 there. So I've been slowly but surely getting a little more DEVVE, couple hundred, so be advised, $180, because it's like 36 cents. Like $180 gets you like 500 DEVVE. So like $350, $360 gets you about, 1,000. So there'll be a couple thousand DEVVE that I'll have for a quick flip, because I believe that it goes to a couple of dollars, doing like a 10x, 8 to 10x, give or take, just on the announcement. Now, it is possible you could have the opposite effect. A lot of people that are in the Telegram are active in the community. They're like, yeah, no, we're gonna buy here and then sell as soon as they announce. So you could have a sell the news event. There will be obviously people doing that, but I believe that there's going to be so much light shown on it that everyone's going to want to go boom. And also, nobody, we know an announcement's coming, but we don't know what. So going to their, oh lordy, I'm gonna have to Google this. Get out of here, get out of there, get out of there, get out of there. We have new drops on VeVe to talk about, but let me do DEVVE Q4 roadmap. And it should be on here. So they have their CASV and their virtual asset service provider licensing, which regulatory approval secured. They're already secured to enable compliant growth and institutional access. Then they have to announce their institutional exchange partner. Should be soon. Then the DEVVE integration with DevX S2. Then the lending and borrowing go live on DevX, which is bananas. You could be able to take your DEVVE and borrow 50%. I don't know how much loan to value they're going to give you, but that'd be great. People might not even sell their DEVVE. And then they have the platform V1 launch, their exchange. Link down below if you want to sign up for the exchange and generate your own link. They give away up to 60% of the trading fees, 35% for your first person. Like if I go and I get the kernel on, I get 35% of his trading fees. If he signs up, Dashi, he gets 35% of Dashi's fees. I get 15% of Dashi fees. And if Dashi signs up that dude, then Dashi gets 35 and I get 10%. So again, up to 60% of the trading fees are given back to you. And you can get your own code. All you have to do is down below. Okay, cool. So tomorrow's drop, And I'll for anyone that, and this is not obviously, give me one sec here. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay, so the drop tomorrow is going to be 40 doll hairs. If you use my link down below, you get $10 to if you're not yet signed up for VeVe. I have to go give the Michelle Ivy a couple of doll hairs to get her a to get her this drop. We're gonna pay. What's her name? Ivy, IVEY at Cowabunga Corner.com. That is Michelle Ivy. Okay, so it's Ivy, IVEY. I if you want, and this I get nothing out of this, but it's IVEY at cowabungacorner.com. So I'm just gonna go, yes, that is right. I'm just gonna get for the 40 add note VeVe drop review. We're gonna put it for friends and family because I think that's what she is. I would like to consider us friends. I'm going to give it from the PayPal balance there. As I have a little bit in PayPal. I'm gonna send that. Right away. And it is sent. It is sent. Good for her. Good for her. Done. And actually, I have actually a tiny bit of money in here. I'm gonna transfer Shamadish to my bank. Verify my identity. No, I don't need it right away. I'll give it. Oh, did not mean to transfer the whole thing, but you know what? It's transferred. So yeah. Anyway, so that is Michelle Ivy. We're gonna get her addicted to these drops. I'll say sent. Okay. All right. Where are we at here? Turtle Golf saying first. My man. What up, Turtle Golf? Gobble gobble. Meow meow meow. Gobble gobble. Omar loves OMI says good evening. Chuck and Hank says, hey Randy, where do you track VeVe daily users? I use this beautiful thing called Friendship. It is Prita, aka VeVe France. If anyone has ever watched the Golden Globes, it was the one where like the most beautiful women of each country, they go to like Miss Universe, Miss World, or whatever, and they say where they're from, and the girls say where they're from. They're like Albania, and then once they get to France, the chick from France says France. And I'm not lying. Hold on, let me find. Is it Miss France? Miss France screaming. Yeah, so that was a thing. That was a thing there. I wasn't making it. Anyway, VeVe France is the one that that does all of the things. So we can talk about that as well. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Anyway, we're on the Devi. I just had a friend. Oh man, he bought like 1,500. Oh, he bought like 2,000 something Devi just now. I was like, you buy more Devi, I buy more Devi too. Not a competition. I don't even know if it went. It didn't give me the. I tried doing it before as well, and yeah, it's not swapping. Oh no, it did swap. Okay, hang on. Okay, yeah, it did swap a little bit. So yeah, when it goes up 10x and I have an extra 4K Devi, and it goes up to, let's just say $3, 12K, and then I'll sell that. Well, maybe not all of it. My accountant added you. Oh, thank you. If you used my link, you got 10 free gems. If not, no biggie. But if you apply for the affiliate program, you can do the same. And also, if people use your link, the same as well. And if you use your link, you get free gems also. Okay. All right. Shout out to Michelle, the Michelle. I don't, did she add me as a friend? How do I see? She added me. Unless she added me on the PayPal. I don't know how to do that. Okay. Anyway, getting off track here. This is the Devi that I just got a little bit of, and I might get a little bit more soon. Especially if my friend gives me that 200 that he owes me, I'll get a little more. That's the Devi. Let's go Definity. We're actually up quite a bit. We were down to like 1.4 cents, and we were up to 2.1. That was a nice 50% gain. We're back down to 1944 though. In 1944, I think that's the year the Air Force I think was 1947. I think. I used to know, but I don't know anymore. That was actually one of the codes for one of the things that was like, oh, what's the code? It's like, oh, it's the year the Air Force was made. It's like, okay, that's not very secure. Like that's one of the first things that I would think of, and they're like, nah. I was like, okay, all right. So I'll get to that. Omar Lazone says, "Whatnot with Jamie and Max was a success for VeVe. Maybe someday you can join them too to open Pokemon packs once you get it on VeVe." Yeah, that has been a great value add for VeVe. One, just to add that in general, a lot of extra merch that they have from shows and whatever, the stuff that they could just write off as a loss, like, okay, put it in storage, use it for giveaways. Now they can monetize that. And outside of that, they could go in and they could say, hey, Max and Janie, here's how you go in, and they can pay them for that work. And then also, one, it does really well for Max and Janie because they can get followers from that as well. And then on top of that, it gets them more FaceTime. Like Max, I think everyone should know them because they're awesome and they're great friends. But also now newer people that find VeVe from Whatnot, they'll know Max and Janie before they would know me or Rain or Dr. Stuff or any of the other influence that you have doing their thing. So I think that's really, really good for both the company. It's a one hand washes the other thing. Really good for them as well. And obviously they do a bunch of filming in general at these cons, but I think now it's to the point where they get really comfortable on camera, and now they can do really just whatever they want. I mean, they could do that anyway, but it's really nice to see them there. I do think that in the future, remember how the first few seasons of House, you had Chase, you had Cameron, you had Foreman, and then after the first few seasons, then it's like, okay, Chase does their thing, Cameron does their thing, Foreman kind of stays, and it's they kind of have their own teams and their own stuff. I feel like in the next year, as this bull market just blows the F up, you're gonna have people that go in and Magic's community manager here. Like, I don't expect her to stay in this job forever. I expect her to stay with it for a while until she could move on to something else. Because generally, I mean, back in the day, we're going way back, like to our parents' age, right? Where their advice was to say, like, hey, you take one job, you stick with that one job. You promote from within the company. You stay loyal to you. You stay loyal to them. They'll stay loyal to you. And yeah, 50 years ago, that probably worked. That doesn't work anymore. It might, but generally, for a lot of companies or a lot of people, I remember getting called like lazy and bored and like stick with one thing. You have no job permanence. And it's like, okay, well, I could stay at this job and I could get maybe like a 5% raise, or I could switch jobs and get like a 30% raise. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to do here? Like, what is the smarter move? Now, I understand if you are at a place, let's take animal hospitals. Let's say you're at a place that, let's say the doctors are the same and you couldn't learn any more from one or the other, which there are always different levels of education and which one, and you could be educated like the best spot. Like I knew someone that spent like $400,000 on her education because she went to somewhere overseas and like in England or whatever, and just like and she was a good doctor. She was very good, but you know, you just had some doctors with like not just passion for the job, but just crazy smart. And I get it. You could be crazy smart at like 16, right? And be in college, but what I'm saying is that even if the doctors were the same, you could still probably, hey, if you spend a couple of years here, probably a good idea to spend a couple of years there. See what else you can learn. See, and again, the place that I was at, going to the place I went to, one, it was more money. I could learn more. The doctor was more successful. It was just a whole big thing. And again, I was making more money, so I could picture VeVe Magic in the next couple of years. Somebody comes in and whatever she's making, like whatever someone in her position she's making, I'm sure that's what she's making. But someone will probably look at the company, and they'll go to one of the events. They're like, okay, let's see how they do at the company. Let's say how they do in the in-person events, and they'll go and they'll see everyone interact. And I love everyone that works for the company, and I feel like Uncle Phil, where he's talking to his kids in Fresh Prince, you know, and was like, I love you all differently but equally. And I'll say that for people that work for the VeVe team over there. But VeVe Magic is very magnetic, and there's probably a good amount of times that people go to events really just for her, to see her and to hang out with her. And I could say the same thing for me, but I don't work for the company. So I could see another company looking at that and be like, oh, this one shines a little differently. Let's see if we can get some of her magnetism and bring it over to our company, and they'll offer a crazy amount of money. Ow! Oh my God, my toe! Oh, I stubbed my toe. They'll offer her a crazy amount of money, and then she would probably be a fool not to take it. Um, but at that point, you know, if she's this now, like in 2 years, maybe they offer her another job, and maybe they pay her in equity, or maybe they do whatever. And yeah, you could. I mean, a lot of people think that like, yeah, to run you don't make a lot of money unless you run your own company. And okay, fair enough. But at the same time, you don't need to run your company to make like. Do you think the person that's like number 12 at Facebook is poor? Nah, fam. The person who's number 12 at Facebook, Meta, whatever you want to call them, they're doing all right. Are they as rich as Zucks? No, no one is. Then they Google. You could be number 25 at Google and be making millions a year. Like you don't need to have your own Google. You don't need to have your own search engine, your own AI. You could be fine being number 25 in the company. So and VeVe, I think, becomes a huge behemoth. Maybe she stays because she knows that she's more likely to get promoted from within to another position, and maybe she gets a crazy position, board seat, equity in the company one day. You know, who knows? But yeah, agreed. For this Max and Janie, this I can see. Right now I've seen nothing but good things. The only thing is, I behind the scenes, I don't know who ships the stuff. Where's it shipped from? Like they've got to have somebody working like full time to ship out all this stuff, right? Maybe it's them. I don't know. Get them on the podcast. We'll ask. Booth saying, Randy, what's going on? Booth. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Booth. Hello, Mr. Ernest Co. 1925. Being early means we can just do nothing and get everything. Yeah, and this is why so many people invest as opposed to running their own companies. You invest in someone else's company, that person still owns the company, and they have every incentive to go, and one, because it benefits them. Two, if I lose my money in something, you know what, it's my fault. But if somebody gives me money and I lose them that money, that is going to make that is a horrible feeling. Again, not that I like losing my own, but if I lose my own money, okay, whatever. I feel 30 times worse if I lose someone else's money, because it's like, damn, that would be bad. So I don't. That's why I can only assume sometimes that feeling is reciprocated from the people that, and when they raise money. I haven't given any money to VeVe, not in that way, in like a Series A or anything. But if they were to raise money next year, yeah, I'd totally go in and I'd be like, all right, yeah, let's do it. But again, they don't. If they haven't raised money by now, they're not going to need to. They don't need to. But that being said, if they ever do raise money next year, then maybe Chavez could get a little. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, you could put in money into the OMI token, and that David and Dan are heavily incentivized to go in and work for it because they have more tokens than anyone except for Dr. Profit. And yeah, I would say that's the next best thing outside of owning and operating your own company, to invest in others that love it. Versus that is what works for them. Agreed 100%. Oh, Max and Janie show. Oh, that this is definitely like a full-time job. Yeah, they're definitely going hard with this. Was Soul Not Zell about to send it via Zell? Oh God. Whatever is easiest, bro. Whatever is easiest. But I think for him, Solana's is haha, all good, fam. All right, and maybe from that I can get a little bit more and get a little more DEVVE, and I can have an extra 4,000 token. Dog Boy, happy Thanksgiving, buddy. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Sorry I couldn't make it this year. I was traveling. I also Stranger Things. I saw Stranger Things. Oh my God. I won't talk about it because I know it just came out literally yesterday or the day before that. Watch it. You should watch it. Again, no spoilers here. Not gonna do it, but I will say it's very serious. It's a very serious. It's a very serious season so far. Only the first 4 episodes, but it's like, oh, okay. This is a. I first off, Robin, I am like in love with, and then King Steve, Mom Steve, actually. But I love, and I love them both. Obviously, I love everyone there. When more shirtless Big Daddy Hopper, huh? When more shirtless Big Daddy Hopper? We don't have that. We haven't had that yet this season. Okay, maybe that's a tiny spoiler. We don't have shirtless Daddy Hopper yet. But he got in wicked shape for originally Black Widow, and then for the New Avengers, aka the Thunderbolts. Oh, Michelle Ivy added me on the Facebook. That's what she meant. 4,500 followers over there, and I think maybe she'll post about. Maybe she'll do some posting about the posting about VeVe on her story. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, yeah, I could not go visit for Thanksgiving because I was doing a lot of traveling. But next year. Okay. We did Definity, we did DEVVE. Let's do DACAT and see what, and then we'll do OMI, and we'll get to a bunch of the news, and it's going to be like okay. So down about 3.5% today for OMI at 0002459. So we've had. Let me go on CoinMarketCap here. Over the last month or so, I'll say the last week, we've been at like 2.4 like a couple of times. That seems to be the new floor. And then like 2.829 seems to be that, because we've gone up to like almost 2.9 like twice, and then once we went up to like 3.050, and then again came back down. And yeah, that 2.4. We went to like 2.359 down there. This is back on the 25th, and then again on like the 24th, we were back down there. So we've had this a couple of times. That might be the new floor, and if we fall below that, then I don't know where we go. Maybe 1.9 again, in which case I'll definitely get some. But as of right now, so Travis, I thought you were focused on DEVVE. I am, but at 1.9, got it. I'm at 320-ish, maybe like 322. Ideally, this stays at these prices and even goes lower in the next 8 to 12 weeks, and DEVVE goes to like $10 goes to $10. I got $1 million in DEVVE. So then I'll grab, you know, another $250 million OMI. Heck, even $1 billion. I mean, was $1 billion OMI you need? Yeah, I need about $250 million for $1 billion OMI. But that's if you start from zero. But I think I could get there as long as that again. But DEVVE at $10, which I'm not saying it can't do, but just off the announcement, I think you need that marketing campaign. I think you need it everywhere. So that's that. Any ways that I would sell OMI would be if in the next 2 weeks it just goes nuts and you're at 002. I was like, all right, and then I have over $500,000 worth, 600 something K, and then I would say like, okay, we could take a little off the top here, and then I could buy. Well, then I could get a couple 100,000 DEVVE and buy more Definity and DACAT. Actually, I didn't even do DACAT yet. I just did OMI. I don't know why I started talking about OMI without DACAT first. DACAT has had $50 in volume today, so that's not a lot at all. $1.2 million market cap, was down to like 1.1, maybe even less, before going back up. And because it's shit, I didn't want to click on that. Because it's paired with ETH, I think we have bottomed for the whole market. Now we could have another. What were we at? Like 2,500 at one point. I think we were at 25.9 at one point. I'm pretty sure we're 25.9. Anyway, we could have one more leg down where ETH loses another 10, 15%, however much. You know, Bitcoin was at, it was at like 92 at one point over the last week. Back down to 90.9. So it's pretty flat on the day, but again, we were down to 79.9. That is insane. We were down to 79.9. And again, we could go back down there again. Maybe. I don't know. I think if we reach 115, I think like 15 or $150 billion in shorts are liquidated if it reaches that. But I think with all the stuff that's coming out, all of the really good things starting, the bad things stopping, probably, I think hopefully we have ended that downward turn. Up until you see a reversal past a certain point, though, this could just be a bounce, and then we can go, you know, next week again. We don't know. But anyway, since I was mentioning the Akomi before, we'll take a look. Actually, before then, the cat. We might go over and raise a little money. And what would we do for that money? What would we do with that money? We would probably. I don't want to mint like 1,000 books. I want to keep the first one scarce and have the first one be like 350 editions, because that'll sell out, no doubt. But I also want to make a little bit of money back on it as well. Because the difference between minting 350 books versus printing 2,000 books is really not a big difference. But it's just, if this comic becomes like really awesome and the IP does really, and again, I was reading through it before, and it's good. And just like the first like 10 pages, like they're good, but it's like it gets really freaking good. It's like, who did this? What is happening here? What is this cat? What can they do? Need to edit a couple of things. I thought we like had the final edit, but it's like, okay, what happened to this line? So need to edit a few things. And once it happens, geez, if it becomes really good, I want to reward those first people that buy the physical comic, and I want them to be able to get, especially if it's like a 9.8. So there's going to be a 1 of 10 where it'll probably be like a couple $100. Me and the artist will sign it, and they'll get like those should be worth a lot. The other ones out of the 350, a bunch of them are people are just going to read them. So for example, like if you get a 1 of 10, you get it. You get it, that a special cover signed, and you get a free comic like to read, right? Maybe we'll give him 2 comics, one to grade and one to read. Although they could just read it on the app, but maybe we'll give him 2. But so out of that, let's say you have 320 left. Decent amount of them are going to be like opened and read and well played with. But we want to be able to give people, like, if they get a 9.6, 9.2, 9.8, like we want to sign them, like at New York Comic Con, at Designer Con next year. We'll be there. And if this becomes really big, which I think it can, we want the people that bought those to be able to get like some money back and be like, oh, okay, this is what they did. They bought this for like $10, and now they could sell. I hope they could sell it for hundreds of dollars, because it's the first, some of the first ones. There's not a lot, and it's big IP. And again, this I'll be working on forever. I think it'll catch on. I think either way, like, so picture someone like Vincent Zerzolo. The Addiction comic does okay on VeVe, but the dude's got buku dollars, right? He's got buku bucks. Even if he takes a loss on it, he can keep doing it forever because he just has like unlimited money, right? If he wanted to, like, I don't know how much he spends on it each year. 10, 20 grand maybe. I don't know how much he makes on it, but he could just sell one of his 6-figure comics and fund it for like 5 years, right? He could fund it for half a decade. What do you think I'm going to do? Not that I'll have as much money as Vincent Zerzolo, because again, he's got millions, I think, just in comics, not including other stuff. But he might be able to sell Addiction to like a Marvel or a Disney, because that character, that one character, Nicky Tino, is really cool. Now there's other characters in there. There's villains, and the villains are all right. But Nicky Tino is cool. I really like her. I want to do a crossover with her and DACAT. Her boyfriend is very forgettable. Some of the villains are like the actual like comic book villains are really cool. The cartel is like, it's a cartel. There's a bunch of no-name people in there, but I don't even think they give them names. But the villains are like, okay, there's one that's like, okay, that's interesting, but Nicky's cool. He might be able to sell that character for a decent amount of money. What we got here? I do not think TMNT will sell out tomorrow. Part of the reason, my man, buying 1 of 10. Maybe we'll start taking reservations for this. Let me go to my notes for DACAT. Let's see what we got here. DACAT comic, 1 of 10. I'll put my main man down there as getting 1. I don't know how much it'll be. I'll let you know. OMI loading. Is it loading? Is it? I feel like it might not be. But it's it's down about 2.5% today. 2.7 million in volume. So the volume's not great. It's holiday weekend. $69 million market cap. Everyone comment nice down below. There's 69. So TMNT, I don't think will sell out tomorrow. Well, okay. I was basing that off of the old user numbers that we have. And it has become painfully clear to me that nobody, I mean, nobody on God's green earth is talking about this. Me and the OMI homies, Dr. Stuff and Crypto Rain, are talking about it because I bring it up. But I haven't heard this talked about on Spaces. I haven't seen this posted about over on Facebook. I even had there was a guy, I didn't even read his whole post, because the first sentence is just like, guys, I don't know why everyone's getting so excited. There's like no new users here. As like, bull fucking dinky. Let me find this post. Any chance OMI gets to 001? Okay. So he took this guy, I think he's posted about me before. He posts a clip where it says like, Randy, any chance that OMI gets to 001 by the end of the year? And I say that, yeah, it's possible. So he says, woo, 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 let's slow it down for a minute. In my opinion, the chances of OMI hitting 001 by the end of the year are about the same as hitting a special edition drop on VeVe. I think that's a, well, if it's out of 87, 10%, it's like a 2 or 3% chance of hitting like a special edition, right? Let's see. Let's see tomorrow's. How many editions are there? Actually, so it's like a 2.5% chance of hitting the special edition. So this guy's saying it's about the odds of hitting 001 by the end of the year. He thinks are 2.5%, which is doing about a 4x from here. I would say they're a bit higher. What did I even say? All right, let's see what I said. 001 by the end of the year. Yeah, I think it can. When I say I don't think it should, is because, well, it should, just because not all of the amazing things that they had come out this last couple of years just are not priced in. Update after update after update of epicness, and what happens? The price just goes down. So again, none of this is priced in. Any chance OMI gets? Okay, so I didn't say that. I think in that, after that clip, I put it at like a 10 or 15% chance. So what he's saying so far, if he's saying 2.5, it's not that far off of where I had it. He said some of these OMI whales need to realize that we're still dealing with the same small bubble of VeVe and OMI users. Pause. No, we're not. And I even put it on the. I even put it in the answer. I said, only read the first part of your post. You say we have no user growth, but we've had hundreds of new users over the last few months, and even doubled our activity on our active daily users. So he actually responded to me. He says, come on, Randy, you're showing me active users during decon. We always see a temporary spike during events. We do see temporary spike during events. What do you think about my other points? Again, I haven't looked at his other points, but I did post this. I said that here's where we were beginning in November 4th to the 13th. No day did we have any active users over 1,000. And even one of those days we were at like 635. So pretty low. I think the average is like between 7 and 750. And then I post a photo saying like, here's it from the 11th to the 20th. Now, outside of the 17th, because on the 17th, I think we had a Cloudflare outage, so that caused a lot of people to be unable to access. You see many days with over 1,000 users. Now, he said these are the days during decon. Now, decon was technically the 15th and the 16th, but people got to Vegas a couple days early. But let's say the 15th and the 16th. Yes, you have 1,900 and 1,800 people on those days. And then you do see that sharp drop off on the 17th. Now, granted, that's because of Cloudflare, but he doesn't mention the 18th, 19th, or 20th, where, again, we've like doubled the amount of users that we had. Nor does he mention the 14th, where we also had double the amount of users that we had. And if that wasn't enough, the thumbnail that I had today, and you guys can look at it right now, we have sustained that growth immensely. We haven't had a day where we've had under 1,000 users on any given day up until the 13th. So from the 14th through now, the last 2 weeks, we haven't had a day where we've had below 1,000 users. Actually, we haven't had a day where we've had below 1,200 users. And some of these days, 13, 14, 15, 16. So again, very, very happy with this. So when I originally had said, yeah, I don't know if we sell out that day, I still think we don't, even though we've like doubled our users. This would be a lot. Was it 3451 editions? That's $138,000. And I'm not saying we don't do that. I think we do sell out eventually. I don't think we sell out, like tomorrow. Like we're not going to sell out in like 20 minutes, right? I do think we sell out eventually. It might take a couple days, because part of the reason is because in ultra rare, you get your money back plus more. Ultra rare, you're in the profit. You're in the black. A common, you're that $40 will go to like $10 or $20. At first, well, that might be eventually later, because yeah, it's hard to say. So ultra rare, you're in the money. You get a special edition, you're way in the money. That special edition is going to go for hundreds, if not $1,000 plus. We probably have 1 or 2 sales in the thousands because let's say we do 25%, in the first like 20 minutes. That happens. If we own that means we have like 22 of these, and out of those 22 that have special edition, a few people are probably gonna, sell. Probably a lot of people will sell, especially if it's that much money. They're like, yep, I'll take it right now. They might sell it on Stacker, they might sell it over on VeVe, whichever, and there'll be some, because there's not going to be that many. There'll be some flow now as more and more gamble for it because they want to flip. That price will probably come down a little bit. If we start off by we sold like half, which would be incredible, 60 something thousand, 69,000 would be nice. Then the special edition might only reach like 700-800 before it like comes down a little bit. But this is TMNT. This is a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Maybe the special edition does get. I don't know. It might. It's going to do really well, and I think that and yeah, special edition looks straight fire. But again, it's a lot of money. But again, I'm used to us going for these types of drops with like 750 active users, not 1,500 daily active users. So that's why we might sell it a little bit, just because there's been a lot more activity. And what are people buying? Like if this was just, yeah, it's a special edition, but it's an IP that nobody cared about, they'd still make money, but it wouldn't, like, this is TMNT. So what people have been buying over the let's say the last week, let's go to Stacker World. I don't know why Stacker wants me to sign in 4 times a freaking day. Dr. Prophet, can you fix this? Why do I have to sign in 4 times a day? This is stupid. I don't want that. I don't like it. All right, 8 meow. What's the other meows? 8 meow meow meow. All right, very good. So if we go to Stacker and we take a look at the last 7 days. Okay, what's trending? How many people are doing what? 7 partner statues, 17 Todds, a gold logo, a secret rare Amazing Fantasy 15, 21 Superman, 8 ultra rare Darth Vader, the Emperor's Fist, 3 Risos, 1 Lisa Salute. What the? They paid $1,400 for that? This is not even first appearance Lisa. But there's only 25 of them. Okay, and it's $10,000 on VeVe. And $1,400 on Stacker. But okay, there's only 25. Only 25 are okay. I just received some Solana on the Coinbase. All right, let me go to my friend real quick. Meow 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 meow. Okay, let me see. Received, sir. All right. Let me go sell this soul. Let me sell crypto for cash. Oh no, I'm not selling that. I'm selling the Solana for this. I'm good, feeling around. I'm gonna have the best. Okay, done. Yep, received it. Soiled it. Sorry, that's SpongeBob. I will get back to that later. Anyway, so I understand why somebody paid $1,400 for that, because there's only 25 of them. Lisa's awesome. That is a paying $1,400 wild for that. 5.7 million on it, but and 4 Miles Morales ultra rares. Okay, all right. So that's what people have been buying. Like, they're not buying shit. They're again, partner statue, Todd, VeVe logo, secret rare Spider-Man, Superman, Emperor's Fist, that's Darth Vader, Eddie Riso, that is the scarcest Batman of the first, might be the scarcest Batman ever. Also first error that you have on the app. It was listed as first edition, and they kept that error. Wolverine, obviously the animated is dope. Again, Lisa is crazy, but that's what people are buying. That is the most. So if this was a no-name drop, I'd be like, okay, whatever. But this is TMNT. This belongs right up there with everyone else. And I think that because of that fact, we sell at least half, making $69,000. Nice. And then we probably do a little bit more than that. So I think eventually it does sell. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Anyway, how much I don't know. It'd probably be like 200. Because we want like the 1 of 10s signed by both artists, and you get 1 or 2 other comics with it. Probably worth it. Yeah. Walrus King saying VeVe Digital Collectibles and Comics pumping. The great words of Nate Diaz. Not surprised. Yeah. Hold on. Yep. Okay. The soul is gone. I now have the USDC, the Utica. I sold it for some USDC. I'm going to take my own USDC. We're going to receive it. And then we're going to go to the Coinbase, assets, taking my cash. Okay, sorry. We're going to send this cash. Excuse me. I'm going to transfer this cash. Send the crypto. Pasting. Nope. We're going to. Oh, good. Oh, very good. That'll work. All right. What else we got here? Amabot says, why won't VeVe use a more care strategy so all variants go up? Well, I mean, they want to make money. Like so again, they could make it where it's scarce and it'll definitely sell out. But remember Samurai Vader? They're like, this is a lot. You know, they would do much better if they charge less money for it, or they have the additions, and then based on the trading in the secondary, they could make up, you know, some of what they would lost if they hadn't done this. But eventually they did sell out. And I think the same here. I think they make more money here because again, they're not selling these editions for what we have now. They're selling these in editions amounts for what we'll have in the future. And truth is, there's just not going to be enough. There's not going to be enough to go around. All of these editions for a first appearance Mikey in the commons will be above retail probably in 6 months. Maybe before then. Maybe 2 months. Maybe 3 months. Oh, hell yeah. We're going to go in. We're going to get this bread. We just gotta made it out alive, but I think I lost it. Said that I was fine. Okay, hold on. I have to concentrate. Like Steve Urkel when he says, shh, not while I'm pouring. Copy. Going to do the swapua. Ah, no, I didn't mean to click that. Why do people keep messaging me and then I have to click on the things that I don't want to click on? All right. Very good. It is going to swap, hopefully, eventually soon. Dark Latte says, regarding the stacker, I just refresh and I'll be logged in, desktop at least. Oh, maybe I should do that. Eddugo79 says, on stacker, the first time you sign and log out, sign in for a second time and it should work. Thank you. Dubboy saying, I feel like VeVe failed a bit in the marketing this drop. It should be out there everywhere on socials, ads. I mean, it is on, like, they post videos about it. They don't pay for ads, but they post about it on TikTok and on Facebook and all that. Again, I swear to God, if you swap before me, this mother flapper. Did I get it? Okay, I got it. I got it. We good. We Gucci. I have. He actually passed me on DEVVE tokens, I think. Freaking guy. Oh my God, this guy bought like $1,000 worth of DEVVE recently. What a mad lad. You have like unlimited money. What the? I'm struggling out here. Selling like my toenail feet picks for more of this. Oh, lordy. Devo Cow says, if you're forced to sell all physical collectibles and never buy one again, or sell all digital collectibles and never buy, oh God. So listen, The way in that the world is going, I'd probably be better off selling all my physical collectibles and never buying physical again, because again, the physical, there'll always be a place for that, but the world's going digital. But I wasn't counting Dashi at first, but well, Dashi's kind of a one of a kind, so I wouldn't consider Dashi a collectible, like Agoro kind of collectible, right? But there's so many of these, there's thousands of these, but there is not a lot of Dashi. There's literally one of Dashi. Dashi's a one of one, and he's mine. So, but even without Dashi, I would probably go to sell the digitals, because it's worth tens of thousands of dollars, and I could use that to buy crypto, and then again, like, I grew up with physical Pokemon cards, so I would probably buy a bunch of my physicals. That being said, Dashi's probably worth my entire vault value by himself. I don't really have physical collectibles though. I don't. I have this, and actually this is probably worth 500 plus. And I guess I have the digital or the VeVe gold that's probably worth 500 each. So yeah, I'd probably be the physical stuff, because then when Pokemon comes to blockchain, wherever it's on, and the cat, I have to be able to buy the cat as well. So I would have to probably opt to sell the physicals, and Dashi would have to, I don't know. I'd have to sell Dashi to a friend, and then tell him like, hey, I'm gonna sell this to you for this amount, but then I won't be able to buy back wherever else I move. I'm going to have a buddy of mine buy the place that I'm going to move to, so that it's their place and they have ownership of Dashi, but I rent from them, so this way I could kind of keep Dashi and kind of not. Because parting with Dashi would be very hard. That Dashi has been the most constant thing in my life for the last 8+ years. Love you, buddy. I bought him a plane ticket. Anyway, yeah, probably that, because again, I have to be able to buy the digital, the cat comic, and I have to be able to buy everything the cat's got to be, because that's the new mission. So that's probably what I would do. I could still buy crypto with some of the profits from physical stuff. But this way I don't have to sell my gold, because if I have to get one, I would be kicked out of the gold logo group too. So that wouldn't be good. Although that one of 15, that trophy is going to be worth a lot probably. But I get the physical trophy is probably not going to be worth that much. But that one of 15 digital, because the physical VeVe trophy has the physical VeVe trophy. That's a one of 15, but it has my name engraved on it. I don't know if I'm going to want that. The digital doesn't have mine engraved. So anyway, I hope that answers your question. Booth saying, this is me. This is real. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be now. I'm going to let the light shine on me. I don't know that song. Be now. I'm going to let the light shine on me. Yeah, I don't know the song. I don't know where that's from. It's playing in my head. Okay. Oh, I can keep Dash in that scenario. What are the chances DEVVE partner announcements delayed till Q1? Honestly, if I could keep Dash in a scenario, then I'll sell my physical stuff. Because again, I would need to get the cat, and I don't want to be kicked out of the gold logo group. So I'd rather have to sell my physical stuff. I would never be able to buy physical again, which means my Pokemon cards, I would never be able to get them back. But price you got to pay. Keep chances that. So the last we heard from Tom is that everything's still on track for Q4. However, this is not a knock on this is not a knock on anyone, but in tech, I think the Cybertruck was delayed for like years. GTA 6 has been worked on for over like a decade. I think that a roadmap that they gave us 6 months ago is probably subject to change. And something that they were planning, again, if they sent it out in June, July, whatever, something that they planned to come out in December. Maybe it had some hiccups, and maybe it has to get delayed by a couple of weeks. So yes, I think that there's maybe a 10 to 15% chance that, hey, we're all good, but this kind of thing came up, and it might not even be on DEVVE. It might not even be on it might just be on the partner saying like, hey, we want to coincide this announcement with this, so we're gonna delay it until this date. Fine, cool. If they do, again, this is, I think mostly it's not. If I had to bet right now, gun on my head, yeah, put my money on that. It is announced in Q4. It's announced in Q4. This is what I'm spending my money on it. But if we're talking about what are the chances, probably like 10 to 15% that it does. But again, I wouldn't put my money on that. It's just saying that if it happens, it's probably a low percent chance of happening. I think most likely they still do announce in Q4. This is why I'm trying to get who just be following me. I love it when people follow me randomly. Thank you, Mr. I don't even know how to say your name. Oh, do you have an IP here with Sentient AGI? Oh, very nice. Maybe we'll talk. I had a meeting with another IP earlier today, and epic. This dude's got the same amount of tokens as me. Even though not all of my DEVVE tokens are mine. Some of them I'm holding for other people. But just some, not a lot, but some. But yeah, I hope that answers your question, Devo Kyle. Why I want a third logo? Because logos are awesome. That's why I want a third logo too. I had 3, but then I had to sell one. Obviously, it was the number 41. Raythax also, he never sent me his address. I need to give him this. My friend's making me jelly because not all of my DEVVE tokens are mine, but all of his tokens are his. Yeah, Raythax needs to send me his address so I could send him this. I could send him the card. I'm sending him something else too. I forget what. Gotta reach back out. All right. Anyway, we have a bunch of news to go over that I haven't been able to yet. $5 trillion manager JP Morgan says crypto is emerging as a tradable macro asset. Ukraine and Russia war. Trump says he will meet with Putin and Zelensky only when they're really far into the deal, and Ukraine has agreed to core terms of a peace deal. Only when the peace deal is in final stages will Trump meet. Metaplanet has bought they raised $130 million to buy more Bitcoin. Russia has expanded investment options for crypto-linked assets. Polymarket is approved by the CFTC to operate as an exchange in the US. Let's go. I don't know if I could say the name of the website, but a website that is not necessarily associated with VeVe, like VeVe hasn't gone and said, yeah, this is our website partner or whatever, but a website that tracks VeVe. The traffic is up 80% from China in the last week, which is very interesting. I don't know why. Again, it's a website that covers VeVe, and the traffic goes up 80% from China in the last week. I don't know if my friend wants me to say what the website is, but I just thought it was interesting. Wendy's to offer a 67-cent Frosty for a limited time. 67. Funds all transferred. Very good. Love you, girl. What do we got here? We got Klarna to launch Klarna USD stablecoin on Tempo's mainnet in 2026. Stablecoin issuer Paxos to acquire wallet startup FordFi for more than $100 million. Polymarket receives CFTC approval of amended order of designation enabling intermediated U.S. market access. Let's go, Polymarket. Annual stablecoin transfer volume has exceeded $50 trillion. Oh my God. Texas reportedly kicks off state Bitcoin reserve with 5 million IBIT purchase. More wild stuff. This is from the DEVVE community. I haven't made a video on this yet. Oh God, I misspelled DEVVE. Oh, they post a lot. All right, what was this from? Explained from a large top tier. Yeah, I could post a lot of their stuff. Damn, they have a lot of stuff. Okay, they post a lot. I can't even find this, and this is from not too long ago. Am I tripping here? This is on Tuesday, right? Debbie explained. I don't even. Yeah, today's Friday. Should have only been from 4 days ago. I don't know why I'm. All right. Anyway, the execution layer built for a global financial system. Modern markets have outgrown the rails they rely on. They demand continuous settlement, predictable execution, and infrastructure that can operate at global scale without lag or fragmentation. Devi is engineered as a next generation execution layer, horizontally scalable, latency minimized, and deterministic design. The rooms you graduate into. There's a moment where conversations change. You stop explaining what Devi could scale to and start answering how it handles workloads measured in microseconds and billions. That's when you know you've entered the rooms that run the actual markets. Quiet rooms, serious rooms, the kind with no margin for guesswork. And Devi's there right now. DelFixBit says, while the crypto world races for millions of transactions per second, institutions are asking the real question, when is my transaction actually final? High throughput creates capacity, but Dev ecosystem delivers what matters most, instant settlement. Dev Exchange won't just process trades faster. It'll ensure every transaction becomes a reconciled immutable position the moment it executes. Speed gets attention, finality gets institutional adoption, the DevX difference. Some chains give devs buzzwords. Devi gives them SDKs, APIs, and actual documentation. Shocking, I know. Okay, that's enough on Devi here real quick. Meow. Shit, I should probably go over this too. But I'll save that for my Devi only video later. This is the dude that voted against releasing the Epstein files. I repeat, there's like 427 congressmen that are like, yes, release them. But this guy, Clay Higgins, is like, no, you know what? Don't release them. I don't want to find out what's in there. I want to protect the weird ass people that are in those files. So shame on this guy. I hope he never holds a position of power again. That is what. Thank you for letting me know. Congrats. Congrats to you. Congrats to you. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's a teaser of a partner. After 5. Okay, hang on one sec. I just got a 12th, right? Ooh, that's not a lot of time. All right. 4th, Jesus. Okay. I also want it. Those are now going to be enough for you to choose. Happy. Oh, so happy together. How is the weather? Ba 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 ba. Kane's chicken. Okay. Would have been staring at him. One said oldest, a French. I meant to go. Oh my god. I got more pissed. Oh my god. I'm bringing my Jesus. Kind of the same thing. Okay, listen. On the 12th? Okay. Leave. Oh, okay. To schedule a night for that. You definitely to make sure in person than it is on, oh God, what is this? It's a huge meow for both of parties involved. Both parties involved. I'll just separate this. What was his good amount? Oh, geez. Um, more. I'm sorry, guys. Jeez. Okay. Sorry about that. Filth Amendment saying I made it. Omar Lozano, the cat physical comic can do well on whatnot. I think it might be able to as well. We need to make an account. I actually have to. That's a good point. I'm going to message that to the chat. To the whale chat. That's your mother. I don't have a. Jerry's ass. Mosvane says, my biggest structural shift in AI isn't bigger models or GPUs in Virginia. It's the quiet migration of inference to the edge of full decentralization. Everyone is debating centralized hyperscalers versus frontier labs, but the actual delivery layer that will make AI feel instantaneous and cheap is being built right now. And almost no one in markets is talking about it. Very good. But I'm going to send this to them. Anyone have a whatnot account? We'll see if we can do that. Maybe slide a physical. Yeah, we could do. I mean, you've been a great supporter. We got to get you something. So happy together. Ba, 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 ba. All right, hold on. I have to check on something for tomorrow morning. Ugh. I feel like Charlie Brown, where he's like, goes to kick the football, and Lucy takes the football away. This girl be wanting it. Okay, sorry, hang on. What's today? Yesterday. Oh my oh, that's a lot of money. Meow 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 meow. Come tomorrow, I'll be holding you tight. No, sunrise will be here in my room, dreaming about you and me. Yeah, baby. A ton of commercials for it. It's a great way to sell things online. Okay. I can see you, Randy, Max, and Janie doing well and whatnot, especially talking about oh, bro, me and Janie would go hard on Gilmore Girls. We could probably make our own show solely based on Gilmore Girls, and it would probably do pretty well. Like even without watching it in like months, we'd probably be able to go back and forth. Are you numbering the limited editions of the first? Yes. So there's going to be a 1 of 10, and that's going to be out of the 350 that we make. So the first, and this is physical, obviously the digital, and it's like, okay, well, Randy, why are you? If you're going to make 2,026 copies of the digital, why can't we have the physical twin? 2,000 books is a lot, and I'm going to be the one that's shipping them out. So I don't want to have that big undertaking of that many books. So that's a reason. That's a reason. But that being said, as long as my housemate says like, yeah, you could keep the books, because again, I'm sure we'll be able to sell a couple hundred, no problem. But even selling even 500, we have 1,500 books after that. I'm the one that has to travel with them to New York Comic Con, to Designer Con, to all of these places, and it's like, do I have to travel with them so I could get 10 of these books in shelf space in like a Borders and Books and a Barnes and Nobles and local comic book stores? Like, I don't, that's not worth. So again, short term, that's not going to be worth it to me, because I'm going to spend more time and more money trying to do that than it is I'm going to make anything. That being said, you're not supposed to make money on your first book. It's supposed to just grow the brand and get interest. And it's not about making money in the short term. It's about growing the IP and being able to say, I sold this many books. This is the revenue that's here from that. This is the revenue that we generated based on just, because again, nobody's heard of this outside of y'all, outside of y'all's. So yeah. That's my thing right now. Right now. Oh, are we numbering? Oh, the 1 through 10s definitely. The one, I don't know how we number the 1s through 2,000 or 1 through 350. I don't know how we'll be able to. Can we do it in print? Probably not in printing, right? I don't know how we would do that. We'll see. We'll see. I'll let you know. I'll show you. Oh, poop. I X'd out of the thing. I have to go back to, announcements. Oh, AI was asked, I think it was, I don't know who this is, Grok, Gemini, ChatGPT, whatever. They were asked about DEVVE partner announcement, and it was like, okay, the teaser can come the 25th to the 30th of November. The official announcement will be between the 3rd and the 10th. Follow-up and media coverage will be the 15th to the 20th. Strategic narrative. But like, this is what AI said. So I'm going to screenshot that and put it in my DEVVE only video later. Thinking 888 should be your print run. If we can number it, maybe. I mean, again, we'll sell out of that. Again, within a year, by DesignerCon next year, we'll have sold that. Or people are just like, oh, I need the physical, and they just. We have more daily active users than that. We have almost double the amount of daily active users than that now. And I don't see us really going back down to 500 a day anymore. That's not saying that we can't have certain days where we have like 700, 800, but that's definitely not going to be the norm. Again, with Whatnot, with the new affiliates, with this IP, with the collect chain, now we're interoperable. We're about to be interoperable. This is a lot of. Oh, I had a couple meetings before. My back is destroyed. This is probably going to be. We're probably only going to get better. Now, it's the chance we stay here for a while, maybe go down a little bit, but definitely I see over the next 6 months us growing really, really large. And if we have 5,000, and Dr. Profit wants us to get like 50,000 users, which I'm not saying can't happen. And with the collect chain, it could, man. With the collect chain, they could do it. Because then you might have Disney actually fucking promote us. Then you might have Marvel actually promoting us. You might have all these licensors saying, like, yeah, buy your stuff. Keep it in your own personal wallet. Sell it on OpenSea. We don't care. We're still getting paid. So you might actually have that. And again, who's VeVe's biggest influencer? At this point in time, or in 6 months from now, what is this Randy Chavez? Okay, yeah, you're talking about DEVVE. Everyone's talking about DEVVE. And then everyone's like, no, you don't understand. Randy's been talking about them since last year. Oh, okay. So when did he buy? It's like there's, his average price on it is probably, 30 cents, but he bought some at like 15. My average price might even be like 40 something cents. But he started buying at 15 cents. Like, okay, so he's been talking about it for a while. Okay, like, yeah, and VeVe and OMI. Okay, he's been talking about it for years. Made much money in it. Same thing with Definity, and then DACAT. So as the other ones are like huge, I can definitely see my numbers going up to a crazy amount. And once that happens, they'll just buy anything that I say. Obviously, I'm prepared to take that responsibility very seriously. I already do. Again, I wouldn't offer shit. I would only talk about things that I have myself or invest in myself. I think you are underestimating your reach. Well, so there's also there. I every now and then. This is not like a prepared speech or anything, but I have had to go over this in the past. Whether it's girlfriends, wannabe girlfriends, but a lot of times just friends, like that they complain, like, bro, like, I don't see you anymore. Like, did I do something wrong? And I'll have to have a phone call with them or sit down with them and be like, bro, like I love you, and I wish I could do more things with you, but like let me ask you a question. Like, you think I'm like a fairly fun guy to hang out? Like, you think I'm like at least chill enough to be like, yeah, I'd chill with him, right? And be like, yeah, you know, we're friends, like, right? And it's like, yeah, and you think like, you know, did I have to grow on you? Did you like do you want to like hang with me from like the first time I hung out? Like, yeah, you're awesome. Like, first of all, I appreciate it, and I love that for being honest. But think about how many people like I've met during my life and that I continue to meet with, like not just like for friends, but like for business and all that. And how out of the thousand people, like how many people you think want to do the same thing? That want to hang out and want to, and they and they'll be like, okay, yeah. And these are some friends that don't really know a lot of like the VeVe stuff and the events and some of the girls and some of the just fans and just like messages and all that, and just having to dedicate a certain amount of my time to that, plus just working all of these freaking things. So working on like any one thing is a lot, but working on like 4 different things, doing stuff with VeVe and OMI, DEVVE to Definity to DACAT, which is like the hugest drain, plus trying to keep with friends and girls and you know, loved ones on top of that, and it's a lot of time. And I part of the reason why I chose to travel on Thanksgiving. Now, obviously, it was the cheapest day to travel because every day around Thanksgiving was like so much more money. I wanted to watch Stranger Things, and I knew that if I were to be somewhere where I was with someone, or like I wouldn't be able to watch because I'd be hanging with them, and like I need I needed that one thing. So it's I- you're right in the fact that so anyway, all of this to say that all of these friends and fairs, like, I'll be like, hey, you like me, right? You're supposed to support your friends, especially when they have businesses. And I'll give them like $5 to it. Like, it'll be $10. They probably already have a VeVe account already. Just buy this digital comic. And if you do, I'll give you $5 worth. You get it half off. And you could sell it. If you get secret rare, you could sell it for even for more crypto. Ultra rare probably as well. Rare, um, but ultra rare, they'd make their money back plus more. Secret rare, definitely make their money back. So I'll be like, hey, listen, if they go to buy it, great. If they're on the fence, I'll be like, okay, you buy it, I'll give you $5 back, like as like a rebate, and then they sell whatever. So I'll go in, and I have no problem being able to sell out the digital, like that's going to sell out. But the physical is just, it's hard because I'm going to be the one that has to ship it. And again, I think we can, but I would be going. It would probably cost probably $100 to $200 in just materials, just to be able. Okay, here's the sleeve that it goes in. Okay, now here's the cardboard. Now here's the bubble wrap. Now here's a mailer that we have to send it, and the ship. So having to go, and I'd probably only be able to ship mostly in the U.S. Mostly. Ah, my back. Ah, my other back. You know what? If you're in the Northeast, maybe it would be like you know, if you spend like $100-something, or if you get a large amount of books or large whatever, like I could like personally deliver it to you. If you live in like the Northeast, we could do something where like, yeah, I'll drive out and if you buy an insane amount of books, maybe we could do something like that. Okay, hold on. Where the frick is this Telegram group? No, I didn't want to click on that. No. Okay. Idea for printing a massive amount of comic books. Someone buys a certain amount and I go and hand deliver them the books. Only available if they live in the Northeast. That could be interesting. I don't think anyone's done that before. When quad 0, 1, 2, 3. I think you're trolling because 5 zeros is impossible. Devil Kyle says 16,000 Devi. 200 billion DACAT. Gonna split my bonus check in December between those two. Let's go. Let's go. I love this game. I think you'll be very happy. I think you'll be very, very happy. I'm gonna send that to the. All right. You know how hard it is to make relations with local comic book stores? It's impossible, bro. Let's go. Would be hard. Maybe one day I can try. And I try. And I try. I can't get no. Okay, sorry. We're got an hour and a half here. All right, maybe another half hour. We'll see. Who dis? What would cost a soft cover to Europe? Depends where in Europe. England, they always have that extra like fee because of Brexit. It would probably be like an additional $20-something to send to Europe because it's not heavy. It's just, I think through the global shipping program, the GSP, it would probably be, and what would a hardcover cost? It probably, well, the hardcover is going to weigh a little more because again, this is like 80 pages. So this is what we might do, or what I might try to do, is if you're doing like a 1 of 10, if you're going to buy a 1 of 10, then we could do that. We could like ship it out to you in England because both me and this guy, the Kingsley, are going to have to sign it. And he's over there, so I would have to ship it to him. Like originally, we were just going to have him like come over, or I would go over there, and I might have to do that anyway, where I might go over there and or he come here and he take, or I have a friend that's coming here in like a next month. Actually, let me all right, December's heck for me. I don't know when this fucking person wants to give me 1 sec. Making my schedule. All right. Finishing up schedules for December. Hold on a second. Few weeks, right? Do we have firm dates for after Xmas? Let me know ASAP, please. Go try it one day. Just one of the cool staff. I will. I think we need to be successful first, which from the looks of it, we will be very successful. Yeah, hell yeah. So John X, I don't know, but we'll try to make it as cheap as possible. Try to. OMI Gem milestone. Our most recent token utility was launched exactly 1 week ago. maybe like 10 days by this point. We've already seen 100 million OMI used to purchase VeVe gems in the first 7 days. The feature has also permanently removed 7 million OMI from the circulating supply. God, I love this game. So I'm not going to be able to, hold on, let me edit this. Let me go to my tools, marked up, highlighter. We're going to black this out. Okay, we're going to go to a pen and we're going to black this out. Just so y'all know, all right, check, save copy. Okay, Scary Christmas, issue number 1. I got the secret rare. I had to block that out because they show everything. Again, Scary Christmas, volume 1. This is on VeVe. This is a secret rare. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I tried to read this and it was I read like 3 pages and it was like not good. It was like I'm glad I got the secret and the cover. Like I was wild to see that they showed everything. They showed it. And I was like, whoa. I was like VeVe. Right on. But yeah, the actual reading of it was I couldn't read it. I was like, all right, I'm bored. The cat's gonna be much better. But that being said, like I gotta just I guess I probably shouldn't even sell it. But you know, who knows? Anyway, November 25th, 2025, we had burned 1.6 million OMI. That is the lowest OMI burn we had in a while. There's a new quest on VeVe. Like you can go in and you can get free collectibles by using the AR stuff. You can go in by using the AR. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to freaking mention. This guy, shit. That again, I don't want to like call him out on here and get him a whole bunch of hate. I'm gonna have to find it again. Yeah, the guy who had posted like my stuff. Well, let's read the rest of his comments. Saying that we have little to no user growth. Again, that is saying nothing major has changed. Lie. We have little to no user growth. Lie. We're switching blockchains again. That's true. What is it now? The 3rd or 4th time? Yeah. Says yes, we're getting interoperability. Sort of. What do you mean sort of? It's happening. We can't actually transfer collectibles freely. Yes, we will. We can only move them between our wallets in certain marketplaces. Oh, you mean like moving them without having to pay something? Again, that's the only way you get Disney and everything in order to be able to do this. Like guarantee their fee. Do you want to just give up on that money? Again, this is the real welcome to the real world, guy. Because I'm honestly surprised about the hype on social media right now because people are completely ignoring what's been lost in the process. He says simplicity is gone. No more one click, one app. VeVe. Now we're juggling multiple marketplaces. Well, we've been juggling multiple marketplaces for over a year now. For users who want to cash out, things have become even more complicated. Agreed. You're gonna have to learn how to use crypto. We've moved from a simple fiat cash out system navigating crypto and all the complexity that comes with it. Agreed. But if you just want to use VeVe, nothing's changed. You can still load up gems and you can still buy whatever you want. That part hasn't changed. And they're getting rid of KYC, which makes things a lot easier. And nobody seems to be talking about how VeVe has shifted its focus towards Web3. Again, it's still very much Web2. You load a credit card and you buy what you want. If you want to cash out, yeah, Web3. They said they've shifted their focus toward Web3 audience instead of attracting new users. What do you call doubling in the last 2 weeks? But like that's clearly attracting new users. Now, granted, some of this might be from people that have been here already, in which case they're reigniting old users. But that's not all of them. We've had hundreds of new people come in over the last couple of months. So again, this guy is just flat out wrong. I don't think he's lying. Again, what he's saying is not true, but I don't think he's purposely trying to lie. I think he's just misinformed. Anyway. Partner statue went crazy the other day. Dude, this guy named My Tablet 5236 says Kang Ultra Rare. He owns almost 17% of the supply, and there's only 1,100 of them. That dude is a mad lad for the Kang Ultra Rares. Good for him. The 1840 Penny Black secret rare. Arcturus has 25 of them, which is 16%, almost 17% of the supply. Nuts. Absolutely crazy. BlackRock and Fidelity have bought $250 million worth of Bitcoin as of the 25th. Love that. Love that. Made it out alive, but I think I lost it. Life, that's my life. Being okay, that's good. Sent him a pic. Oh. We have Eric Sabato saying a busy few days, getting back into the VeVe, just like the old days. And what's the dude buying? Gold and silver logo version 2, partner statue, Todd McFarlane, Batman, the VeVe white and blue logo, couple of Vaders, a TIE fighter. So people are buying a bunch of the grails. And people saying, welcome back. Buy all that stuff on the app or Stacker? Question mark. Dean Joseph said there's been some good deals lately. He bought a Stephen Pugh Harley Quinn for €500 2 weeks ago. It's a steal in his eyes. People saying he bought that stuff. Welcome back, man. BlackRock and Grayscale have bought $101 million worth of Ethereum, also on the 25th. Robinhood to launch new derivatives exchange for prediction markets. Oh, shoot. Okay, this is for Debbie. This is from Tuesday still. What the fudge? Okay, I'm gonna have to do it. All right, 1, 2. I'll put this in the Debbie. The Debbie only video is gonna be nuts later. 3, 4. Okay. The U.S. Treasury just bought back $750 million of their own debt. Nice. Ownership should feel effortless. Rumors are circulating that Elon Musk is secretly buying huge amounts of Bitcoin. Rumors. Unreal. BTP, very nice. Crypto Cosmos says, happy to join Elmon X Official as one of only 10 holders of the exclusive Salvatore Mundi artist proof. Picked up the final mint number of the collection of 13. What a masterpiece. What a masterpiece. Donald Trump Jr. says a perfect storm for Bitcoin is brewing. It's going to the moon. I remember the last time he said that about ETH, it was immediately cut in half. Randy, do I have to create a different email to get a VeVe account for safety? You shouldn't. I mean, you can if you want, but I use my VeVe email for a lot of stuff. Is it my main email? It's one of them. But yeah, if you really wanted to, you can use a different one. Like I have a separate Stacker account for a lot of my OMI, and like nobody knows it. But that's really it. Everything else, again, it's Stacker. I trust Dr. Profit with my life. Same with VeVe, obviously. But yeah, you know, it should be fine. Oh gosh. Oh, my body. Okay, moving on. Finalize them. Okay, very good. Yep, finalize that. That's hysterical. Kathy Wood just doubled down on her mega bull case. Kathy Wood isn't backing off her target. Even after volatility and ETF outflows, she's still calling for a $1.5 million Bitcoin by 2030. Her reasoning is straightforward. We're in a temporary risk-off stretch. Bitcoin is only halfway through its 4-year cycle. ARK still sees that this is an active bull market. US deregulation is unlocking institutional demand. Adding Bitcoin improves a portfolio's risk-adjusted returns. To her, nothing about the long-term thesis has changed. Only sentiment has. Kathy isn't flinching. She's doubling down. Hey, what up, zombie? All right. Now, hey, now, ladies. Yeah. Midget porn does not take up less space on your phone. Throw that out there. Oh, my friends. $4 trillion JP Morgan filed to launch a leveraged Bitcoin product linked to the performance of BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF. This is exactly like synthetic IDOs, where it's, if anyone's ever seen The Big Short, you go in and like, okay, this person is hot. They're making a bet against the house, and they're likely going to win. So we're going to bet on this person's outcome, and we're going to bet on that bet's outcome, and it goes back. So this is how you take a random, $100 million bet and make it, you know, tens of billions. $1 trillion JP Morgan filed to launch a leveraged Bitcoin product linked to the performance of BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF. That's insane. I guarantee people do that with DEVVE at some point. What we got here? Okay, leaving. Chainlink founder Sergey Nazarov says DeFi is 30% towards mass adoption and could reach 100% in 4 years with regulatory clarity. The New York Stock Exchange has certified its approval to list and register the Bitwise Dogecoin ETF. That's nuts. Elon Musk talking about Twitter. Love him. Love him. Love that man. DEVVE says ETF inflows prove it. Institutions are in. The signal is clear. Institutions aren't chasing speed. They're chasing predictable settlement. DEVVE is built around that requirement. Completion first, compliance aligned, testnet ready to scale how tokenized assets reconcile. Because tokenization grows when the settlement layer meets institutional expectations. Look at this picture of Bulbasaur. That's so freaking cute. That's a baby Bulbasaur. Bitcoin spot ETFs recorded a net inflow of 1.46 thousand Bitcoin worth $128 million. This was over on, again, this is still on Tuesday, fudge. $500 million was minted on Wednesday. JP Morgan says the S&P 500 could reach $8,000 in 2026 or 8,000 in 2026. Sparky, what'd you do? Okay. USDT issuer Tether becomes largest independent holder of gold in the world, FT reports. This should be the thumbnail ever. Zizix, Quid, Recur, Hero, Nifties, Rainmakers, Artifact, and whatever that is all dead. And VeVe is obviously the only one left standing. We love VeVe. We love it so much. Yeah, so we have this guy named Red X Carbon. I have no idea who he is. It says, this is a tough time for many of us who've been affected by Future Verse's colossal mismanagement of Candy. How do you fall this big when you have the biggest IP in the comic book world, along with the biggest and who may end up going down as the greatest player in MLB history? They're talking about Batman, Shohei Ohtani, those guys, comic book and baseball. Both of these assets alone could easily net you multi-million dollars in revenue just by themselves on a yearly basis. When fans want to give you money for more of what they want, how do you mess this up? Yes, they had other projects, but nothing like these icons that pretty much sell themselves. The revenue generated could have funded the rest of their pet projects. You have a win-win situation in place and you lose, ? The right thing to do for those up top who profited from the collapse to put their money back in the community. They promised so much to, but failed to deliver. I think their assets will be fine, but right now you can go on Candy. If you can go on Candy, because some of it, guys, listen, those people, pretty much everyone at Candy was fired just because they have like no money left. They should be able to get acquired. Or somebody's talking to the licensors and they're just gonna. VeVe is the perfect fit for them. VeVe is the perfect fit for them. I'm not saying to acquire Candy because I think that'd be, not good. Because I don't think they need to. I think they would be able to go in and just talk to licensors and get them to agree to put their stuff on VeVe. What's up, Penguin? How's it going, fam? Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow. Uber, JP Morgan expects the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates in December. I think it's up to 85% on Polymarket now. We got this poor guy, Dr. Batcow, saying, I blame DC official and Jim Lee at this point, saying I'm still waiting on a $7,000 withdrawal from Candy Digital backed by DC official and Jim Lee. Where's my money, Jim? And he's saying, Candy Digital, my bank is saying you never sent my withdrawal. I've used the same account for years for withdrawals. What's going on? I think they're just broke. I mean, like, if you can't take out $7,000, that is not a good look. So this is why people are like trying to sell their stuff as quickly as they can. But, I think that with the right amount of patience and the right amount of luck, you'll be able to go in and probably be able to take some of their good stuff. Because again, not everything is some of their good stuff. Not everything. Same on VeVe. Not everything that we have is really going to be worth it in the long term. Like the Kripken, even though I have all of them, I think I have multiple sets. Probably not going to go anywhere. But Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, they're probably going to go pretty crazy. Same thing with DC or on Candy. You have some comics there that'll do exceedingly well. You have Otani that's going to do exceedingly well, and you probably have some other stuff on there that's going to do pretty well. My friend, he bought again. Oh man, I'm tapped out for a while. Dude, if I get some, I don't think I'm gonna get this money, but I should be getting a large amount of money. Not large, like 5 figures worth. It was hoping in December. I don't think so though. I don't think they're. That's probably not going to be till next year. Fudge. I mean, anyway, I could get more OMI and more Definity. If I get this, which again, it's not going to happen until like next month, I think. Yeah, I'm not going to have a lot of money here for a while. I mean, it's going to be like 30K. It might even be 60K depending on what they fucking raise money at. But yeah, I'm not. This is hard. I was hoping to get it before the DEVVE announcement so I can go up and just go crazy, but oh god, excuse me. Oh god, that felt so good. Comey saying there are only 4 days remaining in the November OMI leaderboard. Actually, there's like no days left now. But yeah, shout out to Comey giving away 100 million OMI every month. That's nuts. Booth has said that if OMI hits 001 by the end of the year, he'll run down the street naked, screaming Ben Robinson was right. Oh god. Almost poked my eye. Scott Snyder says Absolute Batman number 15 has outsold Absolute Batman number 1 during its first print. I think the cat can do really well. Hey Randall. Oh fudge, I forgot about this dude. We on November 26th, we had 2.7 million OMI burn. Fantastic. Partner statues sold. BlackRock just bought $50.4 million worth of Ethereum on the 26th. $43 million worth of Bitcoin, again, on the 26th. Ethereum max pain price. Okay, Tether becomes the largest independent holder of gold in the world. Upbit discloses $37 million hack on Solana assets. We'll cover all customer losses. Senator Lomas just confirmed President Trump is backing her plan to buy 1 million Bitcoin for the U.S. Mega heckin' bullish. Upbit confirms $37 million Solana hack. SpaceX transferred out another 1,100 Bitcoin to Coinbase Prime Exchange. What is this? More than 23,000 Canadians died on a medical wait list in the past year. This is why medical for all is not good. You add 100 million new patients without adding a single new doctor. And again, you're on the wait list to get treated. Sure, it's free, but what's the point of paying all these taxes and having free healthcare when 23,000 of your population is going to die while they're waiting for medical treatment? That's insane. JP Morgan expects the Fed to cut interest rates by 25 basis points in December. Could have just done 50 basis points last month, but it's fine. It's fine. Dude, World Liberty Financial is buying SPSC because the trenches finally found religion in a USD1 meme. If they're going to make a coin in honor of our World Liberty Financial co-founder, we're in. Be advised, SPSC stands for shit piss skin can. And literally the Trump crypto project that's building the future of finance just promoted shit piss skin can. That is wild. Anyway, it's inspired by Chase Hero's quote saying you can literally sell shit in a can wrapped in piss covered in human skin for $1 billion if the story's right because people will buy it. That is insane. Anyway, JC Cam says, haven't been stacking sets in a few years, but finally hit 100 unique sets, was 2 away for forever. Good for him. Good for him. We have Ayala Mike saying I'm at 82 somehow, but haven't tried to stack it. How many sets am I at? I don't even think I'm at. Where's my profile? Oh, I'm at 114 sets. Hot dog. getting 2,900 points daily. Not bad. Not bad. What we got here? Let me do some shilling. Let me go to my listings. I have a Nova Secret Rare, a Avengers number 55 Secret Rare, a Coco Pounce Secret Rare that's on sale, a Common Fantastic Four, Groot Captain Marvel Secret Rare, Anna Secret Rare, bunch of West Coast Avengers, Aliens vs. Avengers, the VeVe Secret Rare. The VeVe Secret Rare 2025 trophy is literally for 69 million OMI, 69,420. $17,000. I don't think anyone's going to buy that. If you want it, let me know. We'll work out a deal. Work out a very nice deal. Crystal Charizard, PSA 10, sold for $40,000. This is why I want to get back into Pokemon. We're still on Wednesday. Here's me back in 2009, maybe 2010. Very, very AC Slater, very, very thin Chavez. Mocha Boy says, extremely sorry, official update, confident in the technology of the future, sure that this day will come to an end, thanks to DEVVE and the Dev ecosystem, because they're not going to be hacked. Oh, shoot, I was supposed to read a thing. I'll read the thing tomorrow. I'll read the thing in tomorrow morning. Still on Wednesday, Jesus, okay. Bitcoin price on Thanksgiving in 2010 was 28 cents. That's insane. It's insane. MasterCard says Bitcoin and crypto are entering a new era of clarity and confidence. Who's this? We have Brock McBlockchain saying no one has reached out from VeVe official or collect re-features on VeVe. It seems like this stuff is still being worked on and finalized, so that's cool. I plan to open things up as much as possible, even at the risk of IP fees, full interoperability, even if that means you put things on different chains, Solana, etc. That said, I'll likely be building things that support Base or maybe Collect for furthering utility and fun for holders. I need to learn more about what is possible with the next step, but if it goes well, it'll open up a lot of room for more fun on the boundary pushing. Okay, thanks, Dad, bye. A comparison I don't see made often is that of Robinhood and VeVe. Funny thing happens when technology meets a locked door industry. Someone comes along, removes the key, and suddenly everyone walks in. Robinhood did that for investing. VeVe is doing that for collecting. Because when you strip away the friction, the brokers, the paperwork, and the auctions, you're left with pure access. Tap to buy a stock, tap to own a collectible. Different assets, same revolution. Investing used to be for the few, collecting used to be for the few. Now both fit in your pocket. Hashtag VeVe. Randy, you and me are like the same. Me and Omar are like the same too. You should come hang out one day. And do you also love water? Because I love water. That is, when you're a kid, it's like, yeah, man, chocolate milk. And I don't know why chocolate milk is still OP. Then when you're like older, it's like, yeah, root beer or like beer. And don't get me wrong, I still love beer and a good whiskey. But when you're an adult, bro, water just makes you feel so good. Anyway, let me read that. Everyone comment F down below to pay respect to the 2 National Guardsmen. I think one has passed away and one is critically wounded. Horrible times. Horrible times. Granus Prime has sniped the number 420 Spidey 2099 for $1.50. Good for him. Good for him. Oh, look at that. Chuck Schumer in 1996 said the number 1 reason people come to the US illegally is to defraud systems like Social Security, and I want to stop it. Same here, Chuck Schumer from 29 years ago. Same here. Okay, that's enough for that. We're going to save stuff for tomorrow. We have 2 lives tomorrow. Omar says, yes, we are like twins from another mother. Randy. Yeah, John F. So literally like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, me and Omar, we're just walking in New York City somewhere. This wasn't at an event. I think me and him were just hanging separately. And we just started talking. I was like, we have like the same life. It was wild. So yeah, come hang. You're in Europe. I don't know where in Europe. Germany, Austria, Switzerland, London. Let me know. Also, Sarah was U.S. Army. Yeah. Hard times. Rough stuff. But what we sign up for, I'm to try to defend, and as soon as you sign, life be on the line. But anyway, we'll end it with some Twitter stuff here. Let's see what's going on the X. My body. Glad you guys are. What the heck? Multiple people shot at Valley Fair Mall in Santa Clara. Shooter is at large. Multiple EMS units are responding after numerous 911 calls reported at a shooting at Valley Fair Mall. At least 2 victims were shot, possibly a third. Trail of blood found near Macy's. That's pretty close to San Jose. Yeah, it's in Cali. This is why stay away from the Valley Fair Mall. That's wild. Holy shit. Oh geez. I don't know if he wants me to say. A buddy of mine was there. Give me a sec. Thank God you're safe. That would have been Jesus. Like literally, a buddy of mine was there, and he hit on the roof. Him and his fiance. Jesus. He said like, so as the shooter was shooting, they were, I guess, on like the top floor, and they just like, him and his fiance went to hide on the roof. Obviously it's in the Bay Area, also known as the liberal shit pit, but Jesus, that is rough. Jesus. OMI price prediction next summer. Have you ever reached peach? Oh, I haven't. I should though soon. OMI price prediction next summer. Assuming we've already had a blow off top for OMI. Well, in a blow off top, like 2 to 4 cents. 2 to 4 cents. I see peach is going to cost a lot. Let me reach out to Sanjay. Actually, first, before I reach out to Sanjay, I'm surprised I haven't done this yet. I usually do this a lot. I'm gonna have people smash that like button. It's a free way to help support the channel. Not y'all should really be smashing that like button. There's 180. Well, most of y'all I think are on Twitter. Okay, where was I? I forgot where I was. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to Sanjay then. Let's reach out to him right now. Yeah. You put peach. Away. Peach Momoko. Ah, heck. What the heck? Do want to ask her? Might be able to do for me for a comic. Okay. But yeah, let's go to X. Yeah, I completely. I mean, my friend says he's okay, so we'll be good. We have now $250 million USDC minted at the U.S. Treasury. It just happened. So obviously very, very bullish. Vivek Ramaswamy says, proud of our boys at St. X for a great win tonight. College? I don't even know what that is. But good for them. Doctor tells Kim Kardashian she has low brain activity. Kim says that can't be. Kim Kardashian got a brain scan while studying for the bar exam and received some brutally honest feedback from her doctors about suspicious holes showing reduced activity in our frontal lobe. What the holes mean is low activity. The front part of your brain is less active than it should be. She says that just can't be. It just can't. Not accepting. To her credit, she has been building a business empire with Windows 95 brain activity this whole time. That's hysterical. But no, seriously, like she's really smart. Like she actually. So there's a test that you can take in Cali where you don't have to go to law school to study for the bar. Now she failed it, but she got really close to passing. Each year it's like a different difficulty, but yeah, again, she failed, but she got really close to passing, and you have to be really freaking smart to be able to do that. So maybe she's sick. I don't know. Also ask. You. I really don't want to spend. I don't want to break the bank here. Regions in Tokyo made lots of incredible covers for people on blank covers. Art term. Who's it? Art term Stanley? Is it Stanley Lau? Oh my God, the dude's got 750,000 followers on Insta. You know how expensive he's gonna be? I'm not gonna lie, Peach Momoko is probably also crazy expensive. She's got 250,000 followers, and yeah, she'd be incredibly expensive. Sorry guys, I don't think yeah, as much as I like that, that's just gonna cost way too much. I wouldn't be able to. I mean, we have Greg White at having one of them, which I think is cool. Anyway, it's been 2 hours. I have to go in and fudge your mother. Mr. MC1, how's it going?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I was on live and people are asking like, hey, how many covers? We have 3 covers so far.
Okay.
And two of them are kind of by the community. One is by a VeVe builder, and then one is by Greg White, and the other I'm forgetting right now, but we have another. So we have space for 2 left. And there's like try Peach, but I'm looking at these people's followers. Peach has like 250,000 followers, and that guy Art Germ has.
Peach is very hard to get. Just like she's so busy, man. She can all kind of covers, but you should try. However, connection to me is not going to help people. You know, there are 3 people who can help connect you into whoever you want in the comic cover world. One is David Hughes. The second is Vincent Zersolo. And the third is, what's his name? Carl Choi.
Okay.
So those are the 3 guys who can connect you into
anyone.
Like, I connect you with Peach, she's not going to respond to you. Like, that's just like the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I've only bought a piece from her before. She doesn't speak English, and her husband, who's a manager, is the person to kind of, interact with.
Okay.
So, or something is the name. So, anyway.
Copy that.
Go through David Yu. That would be the best way to do it.
I could, yeah.
Cover for DC, Catwoman cover for DC. It's like iconic cover. With all that stuff.
Okay, I see Soza Micah. Also 100. Oh yeah, we're friends on Insta. So I asked Tahani about this as well. So actually, Soza, it's weird. She follows me, but I don't think she likes me because we had a misunderstanding about bread at San Diego last year. It was yeah. So I was in. I mean, we were all kind of trash, and she like wanted something to eat. And I think Crypto Rain had burnt like 8 pizzas. So like, cause the oven was really weird. Anyway, I was like, oh, we couldn't like order something. It's like, you have anything now? I was like, oh yes, I have I bought bread to make sandwiches. So I was like, we have this bread. She's like, I don't eat white bread. I was like, oh, like I can toast it for you, so this way it's not white. But I think she thought that I was like calling her like poor or something because apparently VeVe Fan Bam says like, yeah, I think you like offended her because she thought that you were saying that, oh yeah, you're poor, so you eat bread. I hope not. And anyway, I mean, she still follows me, so I was like, okay.
Ask her. She can, she would be an amazing, kind of cover artist. And I think another one that would be, it's kind of like you have to pick an artist who's got the right vibe for your brand,
Yeah.
So see, here's the thing. Peach is comic art. Peach is good, but Peach kind of does all this Japanese anime into something, and it's kind of got those, it's got like a, and if that's the vibe you're looking for, like a Asian-ish, dark.
I mean, we do want to go that way eventually when we do an anime, but I mean, also right now I am kind of on a bit of a budget, and like we're probably not gonna make. Yeah, so this is probably I already told them on live, like this is probably not gonna work. It's probably gonna be too expensive. Which is fine. Like, so me and Tahani talked about this not too long ago. Let me see. Let me bring up the messages here. Uh, um yeah, so I say this is back in like February. I was like, hey, how much did you charge to do a cover comic? She's like, depending on what kind of cover. Do you have anything specific in mind? And so it doesn't have to be anything crazy, no background. It doesn't have to have crazy background, but there's a lot of characters in the book. So I was thinking of 2 or 3 characters on each of the covers. And I asked, do you like cats, frogs, or mollusks better? And then at your party, um, she was like, hey, how's it going? Like we were talking about like the cover art. Like she brought it up. I was like, yeah, you never got back. And she's like, what? So I showed her the message. So she took my phone and messaged herself. She's like, yo, and then so she messaged me back hi, and then on the 11th I was like, where were you tonight? And nothing. So I don't know. I feel like she's just very very busy. Um, mhm,
And I'm saying that that's the right person. Okay.
mhm.
Let me give it some more thought. There may be some other covers, but you could also ask Carl. Carl will be a great source for, you know, based on what type, even David, based on the type of teams that you seek, he can advise you on what type of, thing to kind of do. You should probably look at all the Catwoman and all that, those types of covers and see who does great work. Whose style do you like? Like literally ChatGPT is who, which artists do, get this, that, flip us, whatever, and then kind of dive into it a little bit, see their style, look at a few pieces, some of the comic covers, then pick one, Evermind is very interesting as well. They've got some interesting artists who've done some stuff, and Carl's very well connected in that space. Um, anyway, yeah, that was my advice. By the way, I'm going to Ohio now. I understand you're in Utah or something. Is that
Oh, I am in Ohio. I've been in Ohio now for about 24 hours. I didn't sleep for 36 hours. I had a lot of stuff going on, but I went there for like 2 weeks almost after Vegas. Went there and then I had a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun. I'll tell you about it when you get to Ohio. When you coming? Okay. Yeah. Do you have anywhere to stay? Okay. Well, we'll host you here for the night.
and then basically is enabling income verification at a low cost for business people,
Okay. Jim Samuel. Okay. 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 Yeah, me and Ernie. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's possible that he goes to like Colombia for because he always does randomly, but he also might not. He might be here. So I will. I'll give him. We'll talk tomorrow, and I'll be like, hey, you know, this guy. I mean, he knows everyone in freaking Ohio. So, and I just Googled him, especially if he's in manufacturing and he's in the Capital Integrity Group. Yeah, it should be. Um, they should definitely have some personal connections. Okay. 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 Good stuff. We'll have you. I'll have Ernie show you his level 100 trophy, the same as you have, and some other stuff. We'll have a good time. All right. All right. Love you, man. Talk to you later. Bye bye. Yeah. All right. Sanjay says hi to everybody. I'm gonna see him on Tuesday. Where we at here? Okay, we got Dr. Oscar Rodriguez coming in on that 4, and then we got Mr. MC1 will host at night. So let's say, um, and then Tuesday, and then maybe Wednesday we'll have Mr. Um, yeah, we'll have a couple of things. Okay. Anyway, the cat coming January, maybe February, January, February. We'll see. Yeah, the AR VeVe challenge. People are going in there and they're able to get some. They'll be able to get some new collectibles. And Comey says, have crypto and want to buy VeVe digital collectibles? Use OMI to buy gems and unlock primary drops for over 200 brands. One OMI equals, or $1 worth of OMI equals 1 gem. Start your collecting journey with the token that powers where the world collects. All right, everyone, I do have to bounce right now. Everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say goodbye to Dashi. Baby, Dashi, I love you. Thank you for the super chats.